Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, okay, one more time. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's get this party started. Everybody stand up. All right. Let's go ahead and learn how to say good morning in Japanese. Okay? Everybody know the state Ohio?
Ohio.
Everybody knows how to go? Say go.
Go.
Informal term for pizza is za. Say za.
Za.
The letter E, say E.
E.
End it with mas.
Mas.
Ohio gozaimasu.
Ohio.
Oh, good morning. Very good. Sit down. Okay, that's right. You learned a little something there. My name is Mr. Davis. In this round, we'll call myself David Sensei. You call me David Sensei. This is Jake-san. You call him Jake Simple, Jake Senpai, Jake Kohai. What that really means is a higher level student, right? We're here to present to you the traditional Japanese, I'll say martial art now, Kendo. But I'm going to start using the term Budo from here on out. Now, martial arts, we kind of know that term. Can anybody name some martial arts out there? Go ahead. Karate or Taekwondo? Tai Chi? Jiu-Jitsu? Very good.
Sumo wrestling.
Yeah, sumo wrestling. Okay, wonderful. So we got two Japanese style martial arts in there. Now let me kind of discern the difference between martial arts and what we call Budo. Okay? This is a Japanese martial art, but they use the term Budo more. We use martial arts because when we send our kiddos and we send our students to the martial arts academy, we're not sending them to become more of something else. Let me explain it. The best way to explain martial arts in Japan is when those parents sit down at night and they decide, okay, where are we going to send our kids? What are they going to learn? What are they going to do after school? What kind of martial art or Budo do we want them to study? Their purpose is sending them to make them, this is the best way to explain it, to make them more Japanese. Because ingrained in all of those martial arts in Budo in Japan is a cultural significance and a cultural history that has lasted hundreds of years. And today we're going to present Kendo. We're going to explain and show you some of those cultural significances and how they are impacted in everyday life. Okay, so that's the difference. And for all, has anybody done martial arts in here? Yeah, and don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that when you go to your dojo or when you do your martial arts that your senseis or teachers or masters are not trying to do the same thing to you. But in Japan, that's what it means. All right, now the biggest thing that you take away from when you go and enter in, and I did martial arts in Korea as well. The biggest thing that you take away from this, from anything, is manners. That is a massive part of any martial art or any Budo inside Korea or inside Japan. Manners. It starts from the very moment you enter into your dojo. Wherever you practice. You can practice in the middle of the field. Once you start and engage in practicing that, you show a specific mindset. That helps. And it's a cultural importance, it's cultural significance, and it goes through all the history of Japan. Alright? There are several things that we do. One of the things we do is rei and rei. Everybody say rei. One more time. Rei. Yeah, it's really hard. Like there's no technical R in Japanese and there's no R in Korean either. It's a mixture of an R and an L. So imagine you're putting R and L together and then say it again. Rei. There you go. Very good. Sometimes it's also considered reiho, but we're talking about manners and etiquette. So we're going to take you through some of that. All right? First thing, we would all line up. We all show respect. Everything that we put on, everything that we put out, everything that we hold, everything that we show ourselves with, we do it with manners. We don't put our uniforms on sloppily. All right? We don't show up with wrinkles and all this stuff. It's nicely, neatly put together. We make sure all of our equipment is nicely taken care of. We make sure all of this is there. And this is all of this local significance. All right? I'm going to show you, I'm going to teach you some terms while we do this. First one is sedets. Everybody say sedets.
Sedets.
Okay, let's line up. And everybody say seiza.
Seiza.
All right, that's traditional sitting down. Even traditionally, as we go down, this is historical significance. This is from samurai. Now, we're not samurai now, and we don't show up trying to be samurai. This came from warriors. Kendo is now a, shall we say, a sports. It's more of a sport, it's more of a competition. I'll take questions at the end, but hang on. It's more of a competition now. So we still have the historical significance inside all of that. One of the things is when we go and sit down in Cesar, we sit down with our left leg first. And that's because traditionally, all warriors had to be ready to draw their sword, regardless of who they were fighting. Because when they engaged in duels, and when they went after one another, they literally sat down and showed respect to each other before they fought. But you still have to be ready, because not everybody, as we all know, is honest. We sit down very carefully. We put our swords down very carefully. And then, this happens in every practice at the end, the beginning and the end, and even during fights sometimes. We will exhibit 3 very important showings of manners. Alright, stand up again. I'm going to ask you to give me 3 ray. Ray means bow. Everybody say ray.
Ray.
Alright, now when you bow, I want you to bow about 15 degrees forward, but you always need to keep your eye on your opponent. Now, Jake and I are going to do a different style of bow. We're going to do a traditional bow from Steiza, which is the seated position. The first bow we're going to do is Shomeni Rei. When I say Rei, you bow. Let's practice. Rei. Very good. Shomen is the traditional shrine that is located within every dojo or every important structure in Japan and oftentimes Korea as well. When students would enter into these dojos or these shrines or these traditional places and even classrooms too, they would stop at the door and lay to the most important part, the shrine, wherever that is, or it's the teacher's desk, and they would lay and bow into the classroom, showing respect from the start to the area in which you are going to learn. Here comes the first one. You ready? You're going to bow when I say what?
Ray.
Very good. Shomeni, lei. Very good. Next one. You bow to your sensei. You bow to your teachers. You bow to your higher ups out of respect. Not because you have to per se, but because this is the level of respect that you show them. They are going to teach you. They are taking their time to show you how to do things right, properly, and correctly. So you bow to your teacher. In this case, it's sensei. So I'll say sensei ni, rei. Sensei ni, rei. Very good. Last one. Most important one, I will argue. Otogai ni. Otogai ni is a Japanese expression for everyone. It's not enough that you bow to where you are learning. It's not enough that you bow to those who are teaching you. It's even more important that you bow to each other as you are all engaging in the same experience of bettering yourself. Alright? Last one. Otogai ni, hey. Now before you sit down, I want you to say one more thing. Say oh.
Oh.
Na.
Na.
Yi.
Yi.
Ga.
Ga.
Zi.
Mas.
Mas. Put it all together. Onegaishimasu. Very good. Onegaishimasu means let's all learn together. Alright, sit down. Very good. Alright. So from here on out, everything you put on is traditional. This is exactly what warriors used to put on, although it has changed over the years. Because now, as I told you, Kendo has become more of a tournament style, more of an athletic competition. This happened around World War II. All right, before that, they would actually be practicing with swords, as they were trained warriors. They went to battle with their samurai swords, the higher ups did at least anyways. And then when it got to World War II, they started using it more of a competition style. So they created all their armor and gear based off what they used to use. All of this is made of bamboo. It's all bamboo. It's the same that's made out of this, bamboo. You can see this is not a solid piece of sword. There is space in between. There are 4 pieces of bamboo. It's the same here. I have several pieces of bamboo there connected with some lacquer. Anyways, of course, we use these now, not only because traditionally this is what they use in Japan, but because it protects us. And these are actually spots that someone will try and score a point against you on. Alright? And like I said, manners, manners, manners. Normally, we do not carry on a conversation. This is not a locker room situation. When we're gearing up to go in for our game, or in this case our battle, we get our minds right. We're usually silent. We don't carry on a conversation. Hey, how you doing? What are you doing? That's it. Oh yeah, man. What you have to do? Oh yeah, you got big plans? No, we don't do that. We get our minds right. Traditionally, that's exactly what warriors did before they went into battle. They did not worry themselves with such things. They're worried about getting their minds right. Think about the application now. Before you take a test, get your minds right, right? You're running around the room going left. This is our tenugui. Traditionally, Japanese samurai and warriors never let their armor touch their head. Alright? Now the way it's described to me is a little bit differently. I'll save you from that explanation, but we wear this as we put on our helmet. Now this helmet has changed over the years as well, as you would see from old samurai movies or anime or manga or whatever you're into. This is not necessarily what they wear or what they would wear in battle, but this has changed, as I said. Kendo is now more of a competition style based off of the history. And I know it seems really fast, but believe it or not, Jake and I have done this so many times, the way in which we're tying everything, all the way down to the knots that we're tying, has a specific historical significance. It's the way they used to tie everything. Hundreds and hundreds of years of history going into one section. We also have a term in Kendo called chakso. Everybody say chakso.
Chakso.
Yeah, imagine that. You know, like every time you take care of yourself, every time you put on your stuff, you put it on in a manner that is consistent with respect. So we don't have crosses like this. You see how my laces are crossed? Oh no. They gotta look nice and neat, right? Sometimes things will come untied, but if they do come untied, it's a show of disrespect. We didn't do it correctly. So we try our best to make sure everything is there. Even all the way down to which glove we put on. We put our left glove on first because traditionally samurai had to grab the reins of their horse first before they could grab any other weapon. Even as we get up, right foot first, in case we ever had to draw our sword. All right. Any questions before we get going? You had a question earlier. What was it? Say it again. I don't know. Where did you hear that? He said sumo. Is that what you mean? Okay. Nice try, though. All right. How are we doing on time?
Good, 5 minutes.
Perfect. Okay, we're going to show you a couple of things here. Again, what is the most consistent thing in Budo all throughout Japan and Korea? What are we looking at? Starts with an M. Manners. Even when we go in to fight each other, manners. Don't forget, we're fighting. We're fighting to win. We're not fighting to be nice. That doesn't mean I want to go after them in an aggressive way. I want to control myself. But manners. All right, let's show you how it looks. From the start, we made, all right, traditionally. We go down to what's called Somkyo. Somkyo is traditional as they used to enter into Japanese tea houses. This is how they would enter in. And then the referee will say, Hajime. Everybody say, Hajime! Hajime! And then from there, it's go time. No more niceties. Okay? I'll show you the warm-up that we do. You guys. start, I'm gonna finish. We hit each other several times. We still are alive, still very respectful, and still very thankful to each other. Right? Sit up. The same manner that we put the armor on, we take it off with respect. If you happen to be the one still living in the duel, you showed the person that you won against the respect. Same with us. Okay, any questions? None? Yes. So, actually there is a rule. You cannot score a point in Kendo unless you show your spirit. The way we do it in the beginning is we teach beginners to say what you're supposed to hit. You can score a point by hitting someone's head, hitting someone's wrist, hitting someone's side, or hitting someone's throat. In the beginning, we teach students to say it as they hit it. Right? Man! Hey! Go! Ski! And there are several rules to score a point. Spirit and voice is one of them. If I don't say anything, I don't get a point. I have not shown my spirit. Also, what did you see a lot with our feet? Yeah, we have to stomp too. If we don't stomp, that helps us create a better cut. If we don't stomp, we also don't get a point.
What were y'all saying?
So we were saying variations of what, I don't know how to explain this best. Each person finds their own voice in Kendo. Each person finds their own voice. So we have students of all ages and all sizes. Some of them are the, yeah! Some of them are the, ah! Some of them are the, man! Some of them are the, man! Some of them are very loud and very soft. And then when time, as you increase in level, you start to create your own voice. So I have my own particular way of screaming. Jake has his own particular way of screaming. Great question. Follow-up question.
Also, what were y'all saying whenever y'all sat down?
Oh, arigatou gozaimashita, which is our last thing. Everybody stand up. I'll teach you two ways. Arigato, everybody say arigato. Arigato. Gozaimasu. Gozaimasu. Alright, that is present tense. How about we're going to say mashita now? Arigato. Arigato. Gozaimashita.